Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great, wonderful day. It is the evening time. It's been on and off raining. It's been feeling great out here. I was actually finishing up running when it came in, sprinkled a little bit. It kind of helped me out. But today, it's just a life update, man. Just some stuff I've been doing, but I would like for y'all to really connect with what I'm doing on a daily basis or bi-weekly as well. Hope y'all enjoy this video. Hope you get something out of it. Maybe learn a couple things, or maybe you just watch it in your free time and it's pretty enjoyable. So before we get in here, just make sure you give me a like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it, man. Today was a big smoke session. I'm not talking anything with lining up. Big smoke session as in I worked out super tough today. Feeling super great, man. Today was back day. I've just been training super hard on my pull-ups for the military. So I started off with weighted pull-ups. Still at my previous PR, which is 13 reps with a 45 plate on the pull-up bar. And I can already feel it. My lats are destroyed. I did about 5 sets of that. I enjoyed it. After that, I did some T-bar rows, did about 2 sets of that. It's not your typical workout. Some people, they go to 13 reps for muscle hypertrophy. I've actually been pushing 15 to 20 reps just so I can also train my endurance. We did some shoulder raises, did about 2 sets of that. Then we did some bicep curls and then lower back extensions. Like, the machine you sit in and you just go like, bam. It's like your fingers, you don't want to like bend them back and hurt yourself. Funny story, I did that once, and in combination with that workout and with hack squat, I couldn't sit straight in a chair. This was in high school. I was in my classes and I just couldn't sit straight in a chair. I'd really have to just be like this the whole time, just like, and teachers be like, "Are you tired?" No, I got back issues right now. Worked out improperly, but now we know how to do them properly. That was already tough as it was. Everything was sore. When you work back good enough and you do pull-ups, your forearms get super sore. They get that pulley feeling. I got that like weird cramp in my bicep. I still have it right now, where it like pulls it up. It's like an elastic band. But then I did a kilometer swimming today. So as you know, for my military IFT, I get tested on a 500-meter swim, but I'm just training double the distance, as well as I trained in, I call them combat BDUs. It's really just some cargo pants and then like a hunting shirt to simulate that. So that was super fun. If you haven't swam, like everyone knows that swimming in swim trunks to a degree, you swim a bunch, you get tired. Try it in pants. Try it in pants that are just slowing you down, dragging you in the water, and you just feel like the slowest thing moving in the pond. You're just moving along, just trying. It's great cardio. You learn how to time your breath so that you don't swallow chlorine. Unfortunately, you always swallow chlorine. I'm getting better, man. After a kilometer gets so easy, I'm gonna move it up to 1.5K. I'm a big believer in you wanna work for something. I think a lot of it has to do with volume. You could power lift, but that doesn't necessarily build your whole, that's just one type of muscle. If you want to run, I think that you just have to get the miles in. That's why I do long distance stuff to improve my 1.5 mile time. I don't have to run that. That's the training I usually stick to, and I advise you do the same if you want to see really gains in anything you do in life. My dog's scratching the door, 1 second. And then after my kilometer swim, I did a 5-mile run today, cramping all over. I'm still cramping my hamstrings, calves, just because I've been out of cardio. I haven't been running like I should have been. So the 5 miles was tough, but we got it done. Maybe a little bit lower of a pace than I wanted, but we did it. It worked out, crushed it, man. It was like I said, it was a smoke session. I'll put some pictures up of my progress because I've been losing weight the past 3 weeks it is now. And I've been losing a good amount of weight, fat and muscle, which I don't mind. Muscle's a little bit easier to get back for me. I was 183 when I did my 315 bench press video. I believe yesterday morning I weighed in at 170, but this week I'm trying to maintain 172. So I've lost about 11 pounds. And a lot of it has been fat, I will say. All those donuts and crumble cookie and all the cheese too, the pepper jack cheese with the sourdough and the cream cheese, cut it all out. It's been working well, but I think maybe I've just never had to cut before, so maybe I was just a bit misinformed about how to diet properly. I believe that my physiology is not feeling as great as it should. Like even now, I've only had 2 meals today, all protein, no carbs. I literally had 2 burger patties this morning. I just had turkey with mustard on it, you know, my favorite meal. I will say just my energy doesn't feel as good as it should be or as it was when I was eating a bit more. I still have the same goal to lose the weight. So obviously I'm not jumping back to my same diet. I'm definitely not doing cheat meals, doing Krispy Kreme, dozen donut challenges. But I think I need to alter my diet just slightly more so that my metabolism works a bit faster. I dropped literally half calorie intake that I was usually bringing in, which shot my metabolism. Also made me develop a caffeine addiction again. I'm back up to like a pot of coffee a day, which is not, you know, hey, you can be a G and do it, but it's not for the average person. I wouldn't recommend it. It's probably not good in the long run. I'm also not sleeping the best as I was like a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if that has to do with carbs. Maybe it's just a coincidence, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like I'm not receiving as good as sleep. And maybe that's because I haven't been on my cardio. It can be a multitude of things, but I think it's worthy to bring that into the topic of physiology of what you're experiencing, because it has to do with training. You know, your sleep is how you gain muscle and rebuild yourself overnight. And if that's not right, then something in my training or my nutrition is obviously not right. All this being said, I am going to slightly adjust my diet. I'm going to increase the calories I intake because turns out the turkey mustard diet probably isn't doing too great for me. That and yeah, ribeyes are cool to have and stuff, but it's just not enough. I think I need more carbs, at least on the days that I'll be doing a lot more cardio. Now, I actually need to do more steady cardio rather than high frequency cardio where I'm just burning that 180 heart rate, you know, and probably zone 4, zone 5 almost, just burning more energy than I am fat. Stay in the low zones, right? You want to stay like below 140 or so. And this depends on your VO2 max. I don't listen to the exact numbers, but you got to stay in those low zones to really burn fat, not carbs and not protein supplemented as carbs to your body. I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I'm adding a couple more carbs back into my diet, at least in the morning. I'm gonna try to do a grocery video, like a grocery haul on Sunday, because, you know, YouTube loves those types of videos. I wanna give you all an idea of what I eat. If I haven't posted my actual full diet yet, you may see them on Instagram Reels, but not in long form content on my YouTube. And I should really do that for y'all, because I know a lot of y'all watch and you wanna learn, okay, I see Cameron losing fat. How do I mimic maybe his training or do something that he does? Implement his diet tips, because I see him getting such great results. So I'll make sure to do that at least soon. If it's not Sunday, it might be next week. So about 2 weeks ago, I was reconsidering doing the whole Air Force thing. Since then, I have simply just decided that I am pursuing that. I'm pursuing Air Force Special Warfare. As for the specific vocation, I'm not quite sure yet. I just kind of got, I guess, up in my head, but my dad moved back and we had an opportunity to start a consulting business. And, you know, that was very tempting. The types of people I associate with and the groups that I'm in, my educational platform, they all say, hey, maybe you should chase a business more than a military career. I thought about it very deeply for about a week or 2 weeks. Through deep delineation, I am dedicated to pursuing becoming either a CCT or SR or anything Air Force Special Warfare. I couldn't find a good sign enough from God to not do it. Why would I change this thing I've been pursuing for months and months and months? I've done this in the past, by the way. When I was actually my senior year of high school, I was pursuing a Navy career. Glad I didn't do that. It was a year of COVID, so there were a lot of setbacks. You know, it took long to get appointments, to go to MEPS and yada, yada, yada. I had to do 2 waiver forms. At the end of the process, they told me, no, they wouldn't accept me unless I went through a medical waiver. And it's funny because this is the same problem I'm dealing with. It's just the long bureaucratic kind of process that happens, even though I'm proving myself to my special warfare coach and all these things. It doesn't matter what it is. all these circumstances are building up and causing me to, oh, there's an opportunity over here. Why don't you go pursue this? When really I just need to sit down and dedicate myself to one thing rather than focusing on all these things and try to balance them all. When I can just focus on this one thing, do that for a couple years, get really good at it, and then extrapolate the lessons there and bring that back to business, right? That would be a smarter way of going about it. That's kind of how I thought about it. Just wanted to show that maybe, hey, I'm not as certain in my decisions sometimes. I know a lot of people, they deal with uncertainty in their life. Hey, maybe this is a good lesson for you. Maybe you have that thing that you're worried about that you're kind of just overthinking. And hey, yes, you need to examine the facts and all the variables that are at play in your situation. But if you're not dedicating yourself to that thing, then how will you ever know if that's what you really want? That's where I've arrived at that decision. I'm still training. I'm gonna hear back from MEPS on the 30th. I'm hoping I can ship out at the end of August after my birthday. It just depends. If they have anything else that they need covered, then it's probably gonna be later this year. And I'm here for the process. I'm here for all of it. If I have to write to someone in the Senate, government official, or even my special warfare coach, just be like, hey, this guy's killing it in the IFTs. He's training his ass off. This is what he wants to do. Why don't you let him in? He's fitter than most people. He's really dedicated to this, man. Why don't you just let him in? I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm not just gonna crumble like I did for the Navy, even though that kind of worked out for me. I'm not gonna crumble like that anymore. I just wanted to connect all of these kind of things to law and physics called atrophy. So this law states that left alone to its own accord, the world and nature will basically, you think about this field behind me, right? If we're not mowing this constantly, and this goes for everything in life, try to extrapolate this, right? If we're not constantly mowing this field, it's gonna grow into a jungle. Given 2 years, there's gonna be trees growing up. Imagine you walk out in your yard after not mowing 2 years and you're like, dang, I have all these trees in here. I gotta stop these problems now. Yeah, that's how atrophy works. You're gonna have to, if you're not working and being disciplined on something and constantly improving, you're gonna lose that skill. Recently, I haven't been reading as much as I should, or running. I haven't been running as much as I should. It hurts so much more to come back after you've had great success to then realize, oh, hey, if I don't keep this up, I gotta rework on this now. There's some problems I have to work through, whether it be shin splints from running. Oh, you lost 20 pounds of muscle and you're fat now because you weren't going to the gym or doing cardio like you should. Or, God forbid, it's even a longer time frame and then you're like, wow, I really haven't taken care of my heart since I was in my 20s. Now I'm 60 and hey, now I have heart issues. So that's the idea of atrophy. I just want to connect all these ideas to it for you to use a simple idea to take back to your life, right? This is why you should be in the gym. This is why you should be running. This is why you should work on your business, improve your skills. All of these things and more need to be constantly worked on. If you want to do something great with your life, I know you really want it, you have to keep that idea of atrophy in the back of your head, right? You cannot go for a long periodization without keeping up on those things. Also, in the previous video, my last video, maybe it was, I painted my AR-10 rifle. I know y'all like that camo. I've been getting a lot of great comments about that. I will be making a range day video, but this past week I just ordered a new battle belt, and the ones that you see in the military, all the cool guy stuff, with the holster. So I have that on the way. I did a 511 tactical. I know, I'll get the comments from that. It's not a bison belt by Faro, but hey, it works. That's what I got right now. I have that on the way. Plus I'm using T-Rex arms to get some mag pouches. I'm getting med kits. I'm getting a holster from them. I got a whole lot of cool things on the way that I want to push that range day video back just so I have some extra cool things to show y'all. I've been able to go back to church a whole bunch recently. The times where I can't is because of work. I work at a restaurant, so I don't always have the opportunity to have Sundays off. It's been great, man. There's nothing like going to church. You need to get to a church that actually teaches the teachings of the Bible, whether that be Baptist, but in my experience, you go to bigger churches and sure, some of them are nice. But in my experience, I go to a much smaller church. It just feels a whole lot better than any other church I've ever gone to. These people really know what they're talking about. They read from the Bible. They're not just blowing smoke in your ears, or the type of pastor where he sets the Bible down and then he goes into his spew about his own book. Soon, I am starting a camping survival series. It's going to be a very long series. It's a topic I'm very passionate about. I have a lot to cover. There's a lot of good reasons why you should camp. If you're into survival type stuff, if you're into camping, rock climbing, alpine mountaineering, all that stuff will eventually be covered in this series. And this will probably be a series that I revamp every single year because it's a constant field of knowledge that you always have to improve on. Every single time I go out there, I'm learning something new. Lastly, the camping series is kind of related to being prepared, and I'll have other series maybe about guns and then home prep and all this stuff. The week before last, someone tried to assassinate former President Trump. I'm sure all of y'all have seen this. Everyone's, formulating their opinions. They're trying to decipher what's going on. You should definitely look at this and say, wow, we were an inch away from, I believe, maybe civil unrest. You are probably sitting there realizing that you are not prepared for that. I don't know what your situation is, but I guarantee you a lot more people are unprepared that are. I just want y'all to read the news, take your lessons that you need from it, but also take that back to yourself and like what you can be doing to prepare yourself and your community in the event that whatever's going on, I can't necessarily say, but you need to start preparing yourself. All I can do is kind of teach you what I know and what you should be prepared for. And so the camping series and all my gun series, all this stuff is kind of in a way to teach you. Maybe a little bit's entertainment, but at the very end, I do want to teach y'all and help y'all improve your lives so that in the event anything that goes on, you can be prepared for that. Anyways, y'all, that's been my life update. There's been not too much going on. It's really just working out every single day. I can't explain to you how ready I am to just go to the Air Force. There's nothing else I want to do right now but be there and work out, be disciplined every single day. So that's what I'm waiting on, man. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully y'all can get something out of it. Maybe it's the atrophy, or maybe it's staying disciplined, or maybe it's the diet stuff, or maybe it's the stuff about Trump and being prepared and watching and subscribing to my channel so that you can learn how to be prepared. I hope y'all liked it. Y'all get after it as always and keep working hard, and man, just listen. Everything's gonna be okay. Y'all have a great one. So when you're doing RDLs, the big difference from a regular deadlift is you're not bending your knees, right? So you have your regular deadlift and then you have your RDL. Came off way too loud on that first one.
You're so mean. Look at your boobs. What a hole in seat.
What can I say?
Oh wait, you said get close-ups and I'm not.
Yeah, I know. I'm always wondering why they don't just play the Surf's Up soundtrack the whole time while I'm in the gym. We're listening like 2015 through 2018 pop. I don't want to hear this shit.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's garbage. I'd rather hear dun 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 dun. I forget the name. It's by Radicals or some shit. Anything but this. It's always Bruno Mars. Like it's just everywhere. It's just like, it reminds me of driving to middle school, and that's all you would hear. It's that one. It's 24K Magic or whatever. God, fuck. Just gotta hate that shit. This is what I deadlift for, so I don't have to listen to that dumb shit. Deadlift. Don't listen to Bruno Mars. Legs. Yeah, hey, lower your deadlifts quietly.
No excessive grunting.
I cut my finger on an axe yesterday, so I'm definitely going to be getting tetanus after lifting with this dirty ass bar. It's all part of it though. What can I say? Some guys, they just wrap up in blankets. Some guys, they wrap their cars. Some people even wrap their guns. I do that. But my favorite wrap is not rap music. It's when I wrap these fucking straps on this bar and then proceed to break my back at every single capacity. And ligament. What are the sections called in the spine? I don't remember. Spinal erecti.
Ew. Get out. The door.
Oh, not, sir, you can't deadlift anymore.
No.
Spinal erecti. You know, I had someone ask me and go through the procedure. You already know it's gonna be good. I had this guy come up and talk about, this guy asked me to join his organization after discussing e-commerce and business, right? Little did I know, this guy was with. Anyways, after a couple meetings, I discover that it's a pyramid scheme. So I decided not to join. I told him the only pyramids that I consider myself a part of is pyramid sets, up and down. When your legs are shaking and you can't take no more, you just gotta do more. More pyramids, no schemes. More pyramids, no schemes. Waking up dead? I don't think so. Not yet.
That's why you gotta do
Now I am.
it.
Now I'm dead. My spinal erecti. You can't do that. Listen, people are in here trying,
Don't
putting
even
in
put it
effort.
in.
No, I actually had to do that. Like, you know the video of the heart sensors that I showed you?
Yep, stays busy, I guess, so he's moving around a lot, huh?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I had to do before, is it started flat, and then every 3 minutes it would escalate. Yes, no, I looked like that. And I was hooked up to all these wires and stuff, checking out my heart. Get my hamstrings. It was terrible. It should be illegal. Everyone knows you don't use the gym toilet, just the lockers, you know? I'm gonna bend over tomorrow and I'm gonna snap in half. That's what it takes to get big, you know? You eat turkey with mustard all day and your weights go down and you just have to keep on pushing. Should I tear my hamstring right now? 3, 2, and 1. Everyone skips this machine. You cannot skip this machine. I don't care what it looks like, what people are gonna look at you like. If you want functionality in your hips, in your pelvis, you gotta strengthen it, right? And then also the machine behind us. Instead of pushing in, you're pushing out. So we're gonna do 2 sets of each to finish up this tough workout.
Focus bands.
I ripped this one trunks. They don't work now. They're gonna be tied to the side. Look at this. Well, I have to. All right. Good to swim? Yeah. Last time I swam, or the last 2 times I've swam, I was in combat uniform. So now we're gonna see how fast I am, just in swim trunks and goggle. The pool's never going away.
Is it cold?
Yes. Hey guys, post-production Cameron here. Wow, look at that inception. Whoa, whoa. I made an oopsie. I've cheated on my diet. I've eaten 2 crumble cookies and I looked at the nutrition, the macros. 760 calories per cookie. So we done made a oopsie. You know, I made my choices. I still look great though, so it doesn't matter. But just thought that'd be funny to include. So keep it real. Keep on working hard. If you cheat one day, just get back to work right after.